Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Jazzy, getting jazzy with jazz. And if y'all want to have a good time, YouTube family, just like I do, come on over. And I need y'all to go ahead and do this for me, like, comment, and subscribe. And then we're going to get the party started. Okay, YouTube family, I am back. So my previous video, I tore up my notes and then like tore them up in pieces. But I remember what happened the first 4 minutes, because that's what's going to be. If the video is kind of off, then that's why. Because I'm having to come back and do another part. So I can go ahead and piece this part, this episode, this video in with the last video. So what pretty much happened is, Huda was still, like, but I just don't know why no one wants to talk to me. She talking to Chris now. But Shelly doesn't want to talk to me. She doesn't want to say anything to me. She doesn't want to talk to me. I'm like, girl, please. Because another thing that I always used to say about Huda, I said, baby, you act like we your child's age. And then moving
child. Anyway, so
on from her, because she wasn't saying nothing about nothing at all. And then it went to the ladies, and I was just sitting down. They was recapping how they felt, and then they was trying to comfort Shelly, and then they was trying to comfort Alandria and make sure that they okay, and just talking. Iris, and then Alandria and Shelly, and I want to say Grayson was down there. All the ladies was just down there, and all the ladies were down there, and they was all comforting her. And on the left hand side, deep in the cut, Huda was just sitting there. And I just felt like she was just sitting over there just taking in every single thing that they were saying, so that she could feel like, okay, I took it. Maybe she trying to make sure that, Shelly wasn't going to be saying nothing too detrimental, so that she could take her man. Because she know that Shelly likes Chris too, and she know that she brought Chris to her from that darn casa to bond with, to connect with Chris. And I'm like, she said that from the beginning. And if y'all remember, Huda said that that's why she was bringing Chris from casa for Shelly. And then, how Huda used to like to always say, well, I just love you. I do this for you. I do this for the family. I just do this for the girls. I'm a girl's. I always can sit and I always can think about what's going on. And this. And I'm like, girl, stop. And then they wasn't paying her no attention. So Amaya said, are you okay? Are you okay? I really want to make sure that you're okay, Huda. And then she said, I'm okay. I just don't want to talk to anyone. And I don't care to talk to anyone right now. I don't care to talk to anyone right now. I'm like, okay, girl, goodbye. Goodbye. Shoo. Like, girl. And then she had me like, oh. Every time her sing, come on, y'all. I just be like, girl, what age are we? Because I got a 4-year-old niece, and she acts just like my niece. She acts just like a child. And I'm like, come on, girl. We finna stop cueing the violins for you, and then we gonna stop kissing your butt. That's what we about to stop doing. And then after she told Amaya what she told her, then she got up and she left. She said she don't want to talk to nobody. And I'm like, okay, girl, you don't want to talk to nobody. I don't think nobody cared. And then it went to Shelly and Alandria, and then they was on the second floor, and they was having a conversation about, Shelly was saying how she felt so uncomfortable. The fact that she don't seem to get an understanding of how she sideswiped her. Because I'm like, you did. Whether Ace is really just connecting with Shelly like that, he is. He is. I'm like, girl, we gonna let you find out that he is really connecting with her and it's genuine connection. Okay. Next. And then Alondra was up there. She said, well, Taylor, he just totally blindsided me. I'm like, girl, shut up. Shut up. And what I want for her for this episode that's coming on tonight, episode 28, what I want for her to do is stop talking about Taylor. Stop talking about Taylor. Because, baby, it's getting old. It's getting real, real old. And when I tell you, I'm tired of hearing about Taylor. I like Taylor. I think he's cute. However, I'm tired of her constantly talking about Taylor after Taylor then told her about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 20 darn million times that he was for Clark. And he didn't show her twice. And then he revealed, let me just tell y'all, he did reveal when he was talking to the dudes that he said he don't understand what's going on because he did tell Alondra that he was for Clark in person, and he did. He said it. And I'm like, girl, are you going to ever take the colored lenses, colored glasses, black glasses, whatever, off of your face before you get it, my dear? Because it's like, come on. I mean, because the whole thing is, whether you mad that Taylor got a new connection or whatever it is, you going to just be mad. Because Clark, I'm going to tell you about her. She is no F's given, and she bout just like me. She is just like me. Because in a situation like that, I would act the exact same way. And just being honest. And she up there, Alondra, they just both, I said, well, both of y'all broken y'all's connection. Y'all connections is just broke up. Just tore up. Just broke up. And I said, y'all gonna get it together. And I said, we gonna get somebody for Alondra too. Because if we don't get nobody for her, she gonna be booted out the darn house herself. And like I was saying, Alondra, she pretty much is a lost cause. And then Shelly and Alondra, they talk about the men's. They talk about they men and all this stuff and how they don't understand, how they don't agree with what they talking about. And it can't be. It can't be what they saying. It can't be what they saying because pretty much they're perfect. They saying they're perfect. This and this and that. I understand. I get it. Your connections are through the roof messed up. But it's just the end of the day, Ace is not a stand-up dude. At the end of the day, we finna go ahead and say it. Ace not a stand-up dude. And then Taylor, I'm sorry, Taylor. I love him, I like him, but he not a stand-up dude all the time either. He can be very, 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 very childish. I will say he can be very childish. And like I said, it's just gonna have to be there for right now. And then Shelly just does say that she doesn't know where she's gonna go from there. I said, I understand. I'm sorry, Shelly. I get it. And then it goes to Clark and Amaya. They talk about how, how they discuss about Austin and all that stuff. And then she just pretty much say that she don't understand how Austin think. And rightfully so. Girl, I don't understand how Austin thinks either. I don't understand how Austin thinks either. I don't understand how Austin thinks. And then Clark and Amaya, they talking and all that stuff. And then all the ladies, they in the kitchen and all this. Well, not in the kitchen. They in the makeup room getting ready and putting their makeup on for the day. And when I tell you, it was breakfast time now. And Ace brought Shelly breakfast. And she said she was appreciative of it. And then it came to the point to where I don't know where Huda got her breakfast from. She had breakfast. And she was sitting at the very end. And she still was up in there not saying nothing. And then everybody was saying, and everybody was just looking at her. And they was looking at her like, oh, really? And then she just, when I tell you, she was just throwing stuff, just like an angry child. This, that, that. I mean, when I tell you everything that I'm doing, she was doing that. And she was doing it as if somebody made her mad and as if somebody owed her something. And I'm like, Huda, get it together. Because at the end of the day, girl, nobody owes you nothing. You just mad because they just not kissing you. That's what you're mad about. And then the Islanders get up, you know, and then Shelly and Alandra, of course, they get up first in the morning. And that was before they was in there getting their makeup done and all that stuff. And then they get up first, and then they just go up there and talk to each other. And then, like I said, breakfast is being made. I don't know who made Huda's breakfast. Huda was up there throwing stuff. And then she comes up where, like, the ladies are. And she didn't get no response from them. They didn't say nothing to her like she wanted to. So she just went to throwing stuff. And I'm like, okay, girl, we being kids. Okay, that's good. That is good. And then Alandria talks to Huda first. And when Alandria talks to Huda first, she says that Shelly doesn't even want Chris. Doesn't want Chris. She says that she has been single, and then she really likes Chris. And she says that she can't like someone. And she, Huda was like, oh my gosh, I can't like anyone. I can't like anyone. Are you telling me that I can't like anyone? You're telling me that I can't like anyone? You're telling me that I can't like anyone? You're telling me that I can't like anyone? And I'm like, Huda, girl, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And then she said, but it just hurts. Hurts. And then she says, I love you. I really, really love you. Alandria, I really, really love you. It just hurts my heart. It just hurts my heart. I'm like, okay, girl. And then Alandria apologizes, of course, and then she hugs her and she says, I want our friendship. I love you. I love you, girl. I just want us to be back to where we used to be. And I'm like, okay, girl, bye. We don't care. We don't give a dang. Okay? We don't give a dang. I know for a fact I don't give a dang. I don't give a dang. Dang. I don't give a dang. And then Zach talks to Amaya and she says that it is not right for him to join the gang obsession on her and, you know, in her previous two connections. And I said, rightfully so, Amaya, you're absolutely correct. And then we gonna give Zach with a K. He is in just a second. Because he says that he shouldn't have kissed her. And I'm like, what? Yeah, he shouldn't have kissed her. But you did it. And then Zach says that he shouldn't have kissed her. And he only did it because she wanted the kiss. She wanted the kiss. And she says that is insane, which he is continuously insane. Because he wasn't making a hell of a bit of sense in a Man in the Moon. And then Amaya says that's effing insane. And then she says that he's not an honest man and he's a strange man. She said he a strange man. And she tells him he is not an honest man. And then he really was just feeding her that old stupid BS. And I'm like, well, what's your angle, Zach with a K? What is your angle? Okay. And then Grayson and Pepe, they talk, and he asks him that she wants to know if she is being used to the mass of, you know, him losing Hannah. And I'm like, well, yes, girl, he is using you. He is using you. He really, really is using you. I'm sorry, he is using you. He is. And Pepe just says that she came in towards the end, and he admits that he was thinking about Hannah still, and he admits that there is no spark. And I'm like, thank you. All you have to do, that's what all the men have to do in this house, is tell all the women that there's no spark and he's not attracted. Anybody. And stop playing these little silly fiddle faddle games like we kids. Okay? And then Clark says, yeah, well, you know, because Grayson, she leaves and she, you know, goes to pull Clark for a chat, you know, for some comfort. And Clark, I'm going to tell you about Clark. She, hands down, I'm going to be honest, she's not a good comforter. Just say that. She's not a good comforter. And then she just let her cry. And I said, And then TJ is in the kitchen and cooking and talking about nothing. And then Huda and Chris, they talk about how they were in high school. And he says that he was a band kid. And she said, I was a choir girl. I'm like, okay, girl, that's good to know. Excellent, excellent. And Shelly and Huda asked that she has an open, so what happened is Shelly just told Huda that she has an open mind and she's here to listen, finally. And then Shelly says that it put a bad taste in her mind and her mouth, in her mind and her mouth when she was doing all that with Ace. Rightfully so. I get it and I understand. And then Huda is gonna say, it was for you too. It was for you too. Shelly says that Huda is hyping it up. Then says she switched. The switch was too much. So the whole point is Huda was switching up on Shelly. And it was like it blindsided her. I think we all know that. And then Huda gotta say, I really, really love you. I really, really love you. Just using the same words. I really, really love you. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I really, really love you. I really, really love you. And then Shelly is willing to have a conversation going forward. And they follow and they make up all that big shit you talked in a confessional. You and Alandria. All that y'all talked in a confessional. And that's what we get. Oh, okay. Bring movie night on. Because it's going to be some more hurt feelings in movie night. You thought that they forgot about movie night? I think that they did not. And then, hey, Clark and Taylor, they talk about the plan for them moving on. And Clark says that she is very happy and giddy. And then, Taylor says that he see them, being something outside of the villa. I said, okay. We already knew that. And then they think that Elon is, okay, so it's challenge time because they get a text. And I'm going to run through this as quick as I can, y'all. Because of some crazy stuff. And, Clark and Taylor, they talk about their plans and all that. I told y'all. And the challenge is to bust your bubble. And then America votes for the guys who are the most to least genuine. And then they think that Elon is the most genuine. And then Zach is the least genuine. And I'm like, that's about right. And then that's what the people in the, and the Islanders said. And then America thinks that Pepe is the most genuine. And then Chris is in second place. And then, no, Chris ain't in second place. Chris is, I forgot who was in second place. But I do know that Chris was in actually third place. And then fourth place was Elon. And then, Nick was fourth. And then Elon was fifth. And then Brian was sixth. And then TJ was seventh. And then 8th was Austin. And 9th was Ace. And then 10th was Taylor. And then the best boyfriend to the least. And then the girls think that Ace is number one. Austin is, well, Austin is number one. So it's the, Ace is one. And then Austin is the worst. And America thinks Pepe is first. And then Chris is second. And then third is Nick. And Ethan is fourth. And then fifth is Zach. And sixth is Brian. And 7 was TJ? What? And then 8th was Ace. Rightfully so. And then 9th was Austin. He boring anyway. And then 10th was my boy Taylor. And Clark does not agree and says that what is America seeing that she doesn't see? Because she don't see that he should have been in 10th place. And then the boys ranked the girls as most trustworthy and the least and the most shady. And Shelly says that she is the most trustworthy, and she just put herself, and then Huda just automatically go to the last place, rightfully so. And then the boys, they well, the girls, they switched to put Jaden number 1, and then Lise Alondria, and Huda gets a shower cap offer from Adriana. And then America says Amaya is first. She the first most trustworthy. This is America now. And then second is Iris. And third is Alandria. She should have been in the last place. And then fourth is Grayson. And Huda is 5th. And she should have been in 8th place. And then 6th is Sierra. And then 7th is Jaden. And 8th is Sierra. They should have been at the bottom. And then 9th is Alandria. Well, they should have been at the bottom. Because 9th was Alandria. And then 10th was Clark. And Clark should have been number 1, hands down. I mean, just be real. And then I said, y'all, And then Alandria. Okay, Alandria to rank the most to least genuine. And she was the most, Alandria. And least was Alejandra. And America voted. The most was Amaya. The second place was Iris. Third place was Alandria. Fourth place was Grayson. 5th place was Huda. Why do they like her? Okay, moving on. And 7th was, well, 6th was Jaden, and 7th was Sierra, and 8th was Adriana was 8th, and then 9th was Shelly, and then 10th was Clark. They really don't like my girl Clark. America really don't like my girl Clark. I'm the only person that like Clark. Okay, I see how y'all moving. I see how y'all moving, America. I see how y'all moving, America. Huh. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, America said that she gonna be number 10. And it was just so much. And then America would want to go on a vacation. Then this is couple base with Amaya and Zach first place. And then second place, Sierra and Nick. And then third place, Grayson and Pepe. And fourth place, Huda and Chris. And 5th place, Iris and TJ. And then 6th place, Jaden and Austin. I forgot who Jaden was with. TJ and Jaden. They 6. And then 7, Austin and Adriana. And 8th place is Brian. Well, 8th place. I don't know what that's supposed to be. And 8th is Shelly and Ace. And then 9th is Clark and Taylor. I'm really not feeling Clark and Taylor. And then the girls and the boys. And this one, everybody finna go home. We finna see what America really thought. I voted. I can definitely say. And I'm finna tell y'all, I saved Amaya Papaya. And I saved, I forgot who the guy was. I really did, but I didn't think it really mattered because they was gonna do what they wanted to do and they was gonna do what they needed to do anyway to keep these folks up in the house. So it's like, why are my little fingers being worked? Why are my little fingers being worked if y'all not gonna do what America really wants y'all to do? Or is America really that messed up with their relationships and thinking? We'll see. So these people finna go home, and then Ariana Maddox, she says 3 girls and 3 boys. Okay? You peeping what I'm saying? So you had to stand behind the people if you want. It was so many people. So in the house, of course it's gonna be uneven because it was Jaden, Grayson, Andriana, Iris, and Taylor, and TJ and Austin. So, you know, people in the house, you know, they just stand behind who they want to save. And being honest and speaking, it just really matter who went home. It just really matter who went home. And I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you, you knew Jaden was gonna go home. I like Jaden. I really liked her. And then, you know, Grayson was gonna go home. I liked her too. And, you know, and Andriana, you know, she was gonna go home. And then Iris, you know, she was gonna go home. And then Taylor was up. It was Taylor that was up there. And then it was TJ that was up there. And it was Austin that was up there. And then they threw a curveball and said only one of the damn dudes can be saved. And you know who was gonna be saved. You already know who was gonna be saved. You know who was gonna be saved. You know who was gonna be saved. So Taylor, he got 5 votes. I'm gonna tell you the votes now. And TJ and Austin. And out of 3 boys, who you think was gonna be saved? Ding, 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 ding. If you said Taylor, you guessed it. Of course he was gonna be saved because America got kind of sort of a soft spot for the coupling, Taylor and Clark. So, and I do too. So since I couldn't vote for individually all the girls that I want because I like Amaya, I like Clark, and I like, that's probably it, Amaya, Clark, and because Iris gone. So them the only 2 girls that I really like. Only 2 girls that I want like. And I said, that's not fair. It's not fair, but hey, I guess it is what it is, huh? I guess it is what it is. And at the end of the day, YouTube family, that was my video. And this is, again, Love Island. And they was swishing and swishing and swishing. And then switched a lot of folks off. And they didn't switch some folks off of the island, except for Taylor. So this was Love Island, USA. And that was season 7, episode 27. And you know it's an episode coming on tonight. And I'll be here with y'all for episode 28. Woo! It's very stressful. But as long as I can watch, I guess I'll review it for y'all. I mean, it's a passion of mine to review stuff for y'all. But I just hope y'all like the content. And I want y'all to do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube family. Y'all still my family. Y'all still my family. You may not see eye to eye and all that stuff. But what I want y'all to do is go ahead and give me your opinions. And I take opinions, good, bad, or indifferent. We can agree to disagree. So that's what we're going to be doing on this, agreeing to disagree. Bye, YouTube family. And happy 4th of July. And YouTube, that was the video. And what I want y'all to do is like, comment, and subscribe. Again, like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, YouTube family.